Alright, here we are at old Silvana Creamery. It's been, a couple of years almost since I've videotaped, made any videos for YouTube on our dairy. We've come quite a ways. We've got a milk truck now. We've had a milk truck now for probably about a year and a half or so, just to be efficient with delivering milk. And we've made some more improvements on the barn. This is what you call the machine room. And in here here's the 2 refrigeration units for the 2 milk tanks we now have. And over here's a couple of propane tanks for the instant hot water heater that we use. And these things are vacuum pumps. These are very old Surge SP22s. See, we've got one of them running right now, chugging away. The other one is basically on standby in case we need it. We really didn't improve the flow of air much by running both of them, just uses more electricity. They call that CFMs, the amount of air that flows to the machines. Still creates enough, the same amount of vacuum in inches, measured in inches, but didn't increase that much in CFM, so we just run one out at a time. Okay, now we'll go see what the boys are doing, milking the cows. Here we have Caleb hosing down the slab in between strings of cows. We're now milking over 20, between 20 and 30 cows. She wants in. There's a string of cows waiting to get milked. They're eating some haylage in between getting milked and going back out to the barn. We've got a string of them there. All these girls have been milked already. Figure out how to pause this thing. It's my wife's camera. Here's the machines we use. This is a vacuum line. This vacuum line runs all the way back to those vacuum pumps I showed you at the beginning of the video. And they're activated. You turn them on by turning this valve, and then that makes the pulsator, it makes this pulsator work. That's a brand new pulsator, a new design. It works really well even in cold weather. Sometimes with cold weather, the pulsators get a little bit of moisture in there and they have a hard time continuing to work. But that new design they've just came out with works really well. Milk a total of 6 cows at once in here. Here they come. Caleb, is there grain down there? They get a mixture of... What's that? That's 4. They get a mixture of barley and oats. 75% of the mix is barley, 25% oats, and a little bit of sugarcane molasses is mixed in there as well, so it's not so dry and powdery. Plus it gives them a little bit of energy. She's got to come back. Hey, Caleb, chase her back. Don't chase her hard. She'll figure it out. She knows. Get their lockup spots. Oops. Here's where we have the 2 milk tanks. The milk house. This is a 400-gallon tank. This is the first tank we bought. The very first video I've got where I'm explaining what the milk tank does and how we set it up. It was actually sitting before this building was built, right where that little one was, and there was motorcycles sitting here and a 4-wheeler sitting here. And this building wasn't even built yet. This building is built inside of an existing building. And we had to re-pour the floor, of course, put drains in. Looks like this tank must be about full. That's why he's using the big tank. Yeah, lots of milk in there. That's the 300-gallon tank. Over there on the wall are the chart recorders, or the temperature recorders. That's required here in Washington State to have recorders to record the temperatures of the milk. Those are 7-day recorders. You have to change the paper out every 7 days. And those are agitator motors. You can hear that agitator motor is going right now. Agitators go on every 3 times an hour. Here's the switch for this one. Flip it on manual and you'll see the milk churning. There it goes. Churning away. The reason for that is to keep the cream from rising to the top and separating, and also is to keep get the milk to cool quicker. When you pour fresh milk into milk that's already in the tank, you want it to cool as quickly as possible and not just have a hot spot at the end where you dump the milk into. Well, and another good idea to have when you build a milk house is to have a false wall, because this is a cinder block wall building on 3 sides anyway. And you put a false wall in like this. That's a false wall, a wood framed wall with plastic sheeting on it, in case you decide, well, I need to get another tank or a bigger tank, and you don't have to knock your wall out. You just you don't have to knock out all the blocks and then have to have a mason come out and fix it back up again. That one, it can be just pull out some nails, and you can slide the whole thing out. But you can see the size of our milk house. It's pretty large. You want it pretty large if you're going to be using it for bottling milk as well. We're still changing, adding, updating, like these old wash vats. I got these from dairies that have long gone out of business. This is what we started with. They're old, the frames are rusting just from the chemicals that you use to clean the machines. They spill on these galvanized frames, and you can see here, this one's rusting completely through. Anyway, I've ordered brand new sink vats from Hanby Dairy, Dairy Supply. They're very expensive. 2 sinks, they're going to be longer ones. I'm putting 2 long ones in right over here. They're a little over $1,000 for 2 sinks. All dairy is very specialized, so the parts you need are going to be expensive. And this controls our vacuum pumps. These are switches. Like I said earlier, we only use 1 vacuum pump, so we just flip this one switch for the 1 vacuum pump. If we ran them both, I have the option of having them both go at the same time. And this is our washer. This is, I can't remember who I got this from, Hanby's or Parts Department online. It's an excellent washing unit. Basically recirculates the water or the chemicals, hot water, through the machine. Very simple. It's a float that rises to the top when the water is drawn through the machines. And then it once it gets to the top, it trips the vacuum and shuts the vacuum off, and then the water returns through that hose. Here's the tankless hot water heater. Jared's wiping down cows, wiping down udders. She's giving him a little bit of trouble. All right. Let's see. Hey Caleb, did you put iodine on them?
Yeah, I did.
Are you guys giving them their grain all at once, or you guys give them a little bit and then? Oh, it's been a long time since I put a video on YouTube, so. Yeah, that's been a while. I'm trying to figure out how to pause this thing, and I don't. Do you know where the pause button is on this? No, that takes a still picture. No, that takes a still picture, I believe. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Menu button? No, that doesn't do anything. Well, let's watch Jared put a machine on. The only drawback to these, the old surge pumps, is you have to kink the machines over to hold vacuum. If you don't, they'll lose, because they don't draw a lot of CFMs, which is the cubic feet per minute of air. You can't just let them suck air like you can in a modern vacuum pump, which is like a vane pump. So you have to have a technique of kinking the machines to get them on there. This is a young heifer we got. This cow here that Jared's about to put the machine on came all the way from Wisconsin, and we're here in Washington State. Long trip. We were supposed to get those heifers from Wisconsin within a week after buying them, but that was the week of the big snowstorm. That was back in October of 2013. The snowstorm that killed all the cattle in the Dakotas, and I think even in parts of Montana. So it was delayed on getting the critters out here. Squeezed by Jared. Now you can hear the pulsator ticking. It's all ran by vacuum. That's how they're milked. It's real simple, and the pulsators don't always have a real uniform pulsation as far as a group, but we've never had issues with mastitis. Our somatic cell count is continually, almost 100% of the time, it's under 10,000 per mil, which is really low. They're all wanting a little more grain, but they've got their allotted amount. We only give them about 5 pounds per day. So. Hey girl, how you doing? This here, we've had her for quite a while. That's her number 7. She's one of the first 7 cows we got over 2 years ago now. And this is how we get our grain. This is actually it's a sock from a cement plant, brand new sock. Worked real well from cement powder. Worked real well to attach to there's the auger motor up there. And drops right down, you turn it on. Pours it out. I shouldn't do that. Cows get all excited. Yeah. Oh, and that pipe goes all the way across the milk house from the grain bin feeds it, and it's a flex auger. It's kind of like a big spring with a flat spring, flat edge instead of round. There's an extra piece laying right there. You can see what those look like. Really cool invention. Much better than the straight augers, because every turn you'd have to make with a standard straight auger, you'd have to have a gearbox and a joint. Much more complicated. This just flexes. You buy this pipe that actually has curves to it, and you can run it wherever you want to. Over years and years, that plastic can wear down, but it takes a long, long time. Let's see here. Let's go out. This time of year, everything is pretty wet and kind of muddy here in Western Washington. Here's our old Ford 5000. We hope to be replacing this in the next few months. This thing is just hammered. It does what I need it to do, but it's pretty hammered. There's some more girls. This cow's dry. She's got a couple of months off before she calves again. Here's some haylage. Feed haylage, locally grown grass haylage. Oh, here's another Wisconsin cow. This cow came from a tie stall barn where they tie the cows up and they lead the cows to the milking area. But normally they're tied up, especially during the winter. Because winters are so harsh over there, they can't let them be out in an environment like this. You'd never have a farm like this in Wisconsin in the wintertime anyway, because they'd be standing up to their bellies in snowdrifts. Some more girls over there. Okay, now we can go look at some calves.